I'm back with another video. I'm going to be reviewing Haruki Murakami's After Dark. So basically, this novel takes place over the course of the night. We are following one girl, Mari, and her sister, Ari. I think her name was Ari. But the story is basically about these two. And she starts out the night at a diner, or a Denny's specifically. She starts in that at a Denny's. She's reading a book. She has a cup of coffee, got a cigarette. She's just chilling. We don't really know why she's there. She's just there in the middle of the night for no reason. And this random guy, walks in to this Denny's. He sees her. He's like, huh, I know you. And he just sits down with her, because he remembers her from a double date that he went on with her sister, Ari, and another guy. And then he was supposed to be Mari's date. And he remembers her because she was cute. And so they talk for a little bit. And then he leaves because he's a musician and he was on his way to practice. Um, and then this woman, she comes in to the diner, to the Denny's, looking for Mari. Because during Mari's conversation with the young man, let's call him Stray Puppy because that's how he's described. um, a harmless but not particularly bright stray puppy. So we'll call him Stray Puppy. So at some point during Mari's conversation with Stray Puppy, it is divulged that she speaks fluent Chinese. And this is taking place in Japan, by the way. She's Japanese and she speaks Chinese. And so this big woman comes in. This sturdy woman comes running in. She's like, "Are you Mari?" And she's like, "Yeah." She's like, "You speak Chinese?" And she's like, "A little bit." And the lady's like, "Okay, well, I need your help." And so essentially, they go to this hotel, this love hotel, and there's a girl. She's a prostitute, and she's been beaten up really bad, and everything that she practically owned had been stolen from her by the man who she was supposed to be servicing that night. He takes everything and leaves her just naked, alone, beaten to a pulp. And so, what the sturdy woman wants is for Mari to see where this girl is from, where is she going to go, how is the bill going to get paid, how bad did he hurt her, so and so. And so they get through that, they figure that out, and then it's also shown to us, the reader, who did this to the girl, and we follow him for a little while. He's an office worker. Yeah, just not a good guy. And so after all that is worked out, we come back to Mari. She ends up spending a little bit of time with the sturdy lady. Let's just call her Ladybug. She ends up spending a few hours with Ladybug in the Love Hotel. They go to a bar, they hang out for a while, and then she goes back. Well, first of all, she stays at the Love Motel for a while to sleep, and then in the morning, she meets up with Stray Puppy again. They talk, kind of get a little bit more personal. And then, long story short, Mari goes home. So while that whole storyline is happening with Mari, we're looking at her sister every couple chapters as well. Ari, she's sleeping, and we find out in the story that she is sort of hibernating. And she's having this weird dream, and in this dream she gets stuck in like this big white room and she doesn't know how to get out. She never wakes up. But when Mari gets home, she gets in bed with Ari because essentially they're so different. Ari is very beautiful. She's modeled. She's done commercials, campaigns. She's very successful because of her beauty. And then Mari, she has always kind of been the child that, nobody really cares about because she's kind of mediocre in every other way. Um, and throughout the story, we find that Mari and Ari, they don't really have a strong relationship because of their differences, because they just misunderstand each other, because they're just on totally different wavelengths, essentially. And so basically, that's what the story is about. It's sort of like, I guess you would call it a slice of life. And then there's that Haruki Murakami slice of fantastical realism. The writing at some points very beautiful, very descriptive, very ambient. It really felt like, as I was reading this, that I was in the book after dark and just with Mari as she's going through these things. And as you're following these different people, I think Haruki Murakami does a good job of doing that, of like adding in the stories of different people without giving each story the same amount of attention, giving some less and giving some more, while still keeping the on the focal point on the main character, in this case, who would be Mari. So I really enjoyed this book. This last reread was the third time I've read this book, and previously, the last two times, I had it on my list of favorites of all time, and it was number one, and it was a 5-star read. But upon reading it this time, I ended up taking it down a star. It just didn't hit for me the way that it did before, and that's not really a bad thing. It's just, like I said, the writing is still beautiful. It's Haruki Murakami, so there's going to be a little bit of weirdness in there. There's going to be fantastical realism in there, but I mean, overall, it was a great book, and I can't see myself giving it less than four stars ever. And it's something that I probably will read again, just because it's so short. It's 243 pages. So it's definitely one of those books that you could just read in one sitting if you really wanted to. That's what I did. That's what I did each time I've read it. Actually, I think this time and the last time I read it in one sitting. So it's really easy to do that. It's so digestible, so easy to follow. And, you're going to find some really beautiful passages in here. Um, and so, yeah, that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening. And most importantly, I hope you read a good book. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.